Hello guys, happy Tuesday. So in today's video, most of you already know, but we are going to be looking at another monthly budget update. So we're going to be looking at my budget for March. So if you're new to my channel, this is something that I've started doing, I think since November time, and it's something that you guys want to see. So I think it's just so that we can basically budget around the same time. And the template that I'm using is something that I made. So in case you are interested, the link will be in the description below if you're looking for a monthly or weekly budget. And then once we've gone through my budget, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Monzo app, and then I just want to show you how I actually create my pots using the sinking funds that I take from my budget. So yeah, let's just get started. So first of all, the one thing that I want to say is that I have a tab up here which talks about whether I've overspent last month. I haven't actually overspent yet this year. I think it's just because we're at home, there's nothing to do. So for me, I've just been really good with my spending and I haven't really spent much money anyway. In fact, I've probably saved more money than I've spent more money, to be honest. But in terms of my total income, you guys will know that I earn under £35,000 a year. So I just tend to blank out the full salary for details, but you guys know roughly how much I earn anyway. And then in terms of side hustle and business, again, you guys will know that I am starting to actually make money, which is very, very exciting. So I do have a detailed video talking through how I've been able to make money from this channel. So if you haven't watched that, I will link that up here for you and in the description below. But again, most of you will know that I'm actually going to be reinvesting it back into my side hustle because there's just a lot of stuff that I need to pay for and I didn't have money to pay for them yet. So that is what that money is going to be used for. So I won't be having any income probably anytime soon. The same with investments. So if I get any dividends, which I haven't actually had any dividends recently, but if I get anything like that, then it's not going to go into my income yet because I'm going to be reinvesting everything back into my investment. The next one is the savings and investments category. Now this is going to be slightly different, as you will see. So yes, I'm still continuing to save £1,000 into my savings. So that is hopefully for a buy to let, hopefully soon. I don't know actually if it's going to be the end of this year yet. The only thing that I'm wondering is about the timings, because if you watch my first live, I was just talking through the fact that I just have a lot of things that I want to buy to start to scale my side hustle. So I don't know if we're going to be able to buy something at the end of this year or whether it's just going to be the beginning of next year. So that is something that me and my partner probably need to work through, but yeah, I'm still sort of putting money away for that. And then in terms of my stocks and shares ISA, so last month I think I had £300 being put into my ISA. This month is going to be £200, and the reason for that is the next part. So you can see that I've actually added £150 into my side hustle. So even though I'm going to be reinvesting some of the money in my side hustle, there are still other things that I need to purchase, and the money that I'm currently making isn't going to be that much. So I've decided I want to start putting more money into my side hustle because I am quite keen to start getting things moving. So I've decided I'm going to add £150 into that. I've included that in the savings and investments because I do think my side hustle, as in my business, is going to be an investment. So that's why I've got £150. So slightly similar to last month, but different at the same time. But yeah, in total, it's about £1,350. And then next we've got essential bills. So most of you guys will know that I don't currently pay mortgage or rent, and I just have a countdown at the moment because it's going to be a few months till I end up moving out of this house and then renting somewhere with my fiance. So yeah, I'm really just counting down because I'm not really looking forward to that rental payment, but you know, we'll see. And then my SIM contract is £10 a month. Most of you guys will know that I am with Voxy, so that's owned by Vodafone, particularly if you are in the UK, and I'll actually include a link in the description below in case you want to get Voxy, because obviously I pay £10 a month, but that includes 6 gig of data, unlimited minutes and text, and then I also get endless data for social media. So it's actually a really good plan and I've really enjoyed it. So I thought I would leave a link in case you are interested or if you're looking for a new SIM contract. And I think we both get vouchers if you use that link, so yeah, feel free to if you would like. And then again, with charity and tithes, this is something that's very, very important to me, and in terms of paying myself first, I will also pay my charity and tithes first as well. So that is there, obviously just grayed out for a bit of privacy reasons, but this is something that I tend to do every single month without fail. And if you're enjoying this content so far, then feel free to give me a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel and it's free. And then next up we have got sinking funds. So this actually hasn't changed again. I'm really happy that it's just very consistent and I still keep just putting money into my Christmas, my presents, my clothes and all of that stuff, because yeah, I just feel like I'm just so organized this year. So I'm very, very happy about that. But again, this hasn't really changed over the past couple of months. So I've still got all my main categories, which is great. And I finally did do a video talking through sinking funds in much more detail. So if you are a complete beginner and you have no idea what sinking funds are or how you can actually start to save for them, then that video just details it and just breaks it down. So if you want to watch that, I will link that up here for you and in the description below. But yeah, total for my sinking funds are about £130. So again, very consistent. And then we move over to spending. So again, groceries, this hasn't really changed very much either. So £65 a month. And with this, a few weeks ago, I did do a video talking about my £16 a week food budget. So if you want to watch that and see how I actually budget my groceries, then of course you can watch that. I will link that in the description below for you. We've also got eating out. So this hasn't particularly changed that much. And this month, I didn't even end up spending £20 on eating out. But do you know what I did? I spent that money on stocks. I actually decided, because stocks had gone down a couple of days ago, that I was going to just use that money to buy a stock. So I feel like, yeah, my mindset has just completely changed. Rather than me trying to spend money on something else like clothes, if I haven't spent the money, I'm just going to invest it. So yeah, I really feel like my mindset has just completely changed. But this month, again, I have included £20 for that. And most of the reason is because obviously we are at home, so I'm not going to be going to any restaurants, but I may get a takeaway if I feel like it. So yeah, I think £20 should be enough. And the one thing I would say is I didn't realize how frugal I actually was until I've spoken to some of you guys, where you kind of tell me how much you spend on fast food, which is really interesting, to be honest. But I don't know, I just don't tend to buy a lot of fast food. I think I like to cook and I like to meal plan and just cook at home. So for me, £20 will just do me for maybe, you know, a week or 2 weeks, depending on where I'm buying the food. If I want to buy something quick as well, rather than getting something like Uber Eats or, you know, Just Eat or whatever, I will just go to the supermarket and buy something. So yeah, I didn't actually realize how frugal I was. And actually, it'd be interesting to see if you spend more or less than me on takeaway. So definitely let me know in the comments below. Then moving on to entertainment and travel. So again, that is a big fat zero because we are at home for this month. So it just didn't make sense to put money in there. And then with toiletries, that's about £15 that I set. Next up, we have house groceries. So again, that is £20, and that is really groceries for my family. So things like bread, milk, fruits, and all of that stuff. Then I've also got miscellaneous. So I've got £20 there, just in case there's anything that I need to pay for that I just haven't figured out. So again, I'm not perfect. I'm not exactly gonna know exactly what I need to pay for every single month. So I have that as a small buffer. And then I've also got my pennies pot, which is about £7.94, because again, I just had £7.94 left in my budget and decided to just add that onto my pennies pot. So what I would usually do when it comes to my sinking funds is I will actually use my Monzo app and I would create pots with that. So what I'm going to do is share my screen and then just show you guys as an example. So on the Monzo pot in my account, there is a section where it says create a pot, a place for you to put money aside. So that's exactly what I use for my sinking funds. So it's really, really easy. All I would do is just literally go on create a pot. I'd pick a wallpaper. Usually I just use it from the gallery. I don't actually use it for my camera roll, although you can. And then I would name it. So for example, I might name it Christmas. And what I would do is literally just create a separate pot for each category in my sinking fund. So one will be Christmas, one will be presents, one will be clothes, etc., and all of that stuff. And then you might have a goal, so how much you want to save for that, which is good. So if I look on my sinking funds calculator on my template and I know exactly how much I want to save, for example, if I want to save £240, then I would add that as my goal. And then there is a section where you can round up transactions. So, you know, whenever you spend, they'll actually put pennies in here. I don't personally do that because I have my own pennies pot. So whenever I spend anything on my Monzo account, that will go straight towards my pennies pot. And you guys know that I use that as a mini emergency fund just in case I overspend in some areas. So I don't tend to use that, but obviously you can if you want. You can lock it for a certain period of time. I don't actually tend to do that either, but that would probably be quite good if it's something that you think might motivate you, but you can unlock it at any time. And then I would just click next. Then it will just ask you how much you want to deposit into your pot, or you can just skip for now. And that's really just how I make my pot. So what you could also do is you could make a separate savings account and make that into a pot, if that makes sense. So again, in my Monzo pot, there's an area where you can start saving. So it just asks you, you know, do you want to earn interest on your money? So this would just be creating a savings account. So I usually go with the easy access saver, because obviously if you go with the fixed term, then there's a period of time that your money is basically locked in and that you can't really take out. But if you do want to take out, you might have to pay a fee. So for me, easy access is probably the easiest, but it does take 1 working day to withdraw that money. But that is quite useful when it comes to some of these sinking pots, because for example with Christmas, I'm not going to need it until maybe November, December time, so I can then just open a savings account and then just literally just use that as one of my pots. So again, it will just look like a separate savings pot, and I'm less likely to spend money on it because I can't take the money out till the next working day. So if there is something that I want to do, like I want to just buy something just for no reason because I just want to spend money, I'm then gonna have to wait at least 1 working day to take that money out. So I'm less likely to do that because by that time I don't really want to spend that money anymore, well, at least for me anyway. So that is something that potentially you could do. You just need to make sure that you are organized and remember that it's going to take 1 working day. So when it comes to buying, you know, those Christmas presents or birthday presents or whatever, you just remember that you need to withdraw it the day before, if that makes sense. Now obviously at the moment the interest rate isn't very much at all, but again, these are just savings, they're not investments, so I'm not really bothered. It's just something that if I just get a couple of pennies then fine, but even if I wasn't earning any interest on it, I'm really just keeping it for a very short period of time, so I'm not too bothered. But yeah, again, I've got a pot for all these categories. You can actually set a scheduled payment as well. So for me, you guys know I like to physically move the money, so every single month I will then look at my sinking funds and then I'll just transfer money to each pot. You don't actually have to do that. You can just schedule a payment, so it just takes it out automatically. So yeah, if you're not like me and you don't really want to think about it, then you could just set up a standing order, which is really easy to do. You can set it and then just say take it out every month, every quarter, every week, for example. But yeah, that's something that you could potentially do, and it means that the money will just come out automatically and you don't even have to think about it once you've actually set up those saving pots. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my budget update, and if you did like this video, then remember to give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments how your budget's going for this month. I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if you would like to know more, then of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Friday.